Contact Atlantic is an industry-related conference for the contact center industry in the Atlantic provinces. It was first formed in 1999. Our first conference was held.
In New Brunswick alone, it accounts for 18,000 employees. Essentially, for 25 plus years, it's contributed to $1 billion to the provincial economy of New Brunswick. The best part is industry leaders will come here, they will actually explore the area, get to know the individuals. We've actually had several companies that have actually located their businesses here, actually national organizations that have put their businesses in Atlantic Canada based on coming here and meeting actually the individuals that work in the industry here.
They get to meet with their peers in the industry and also with professionals from businesses that support the contact center industry as well.
I'm going to challenge you. I want to challenge you to think about maybe taking some ideas away and to infuse them throughout your conference experience and also within your leadership journey, both personally and professionally. You've decided to come today because you want to gain some new ideas. You want to share information or best practices and meet new people. You want to increase and find some mentorship, or you actually want to be able to, share the gospel about your own organizations, about what you're doing. The other thing, you might be here because you actually want to acquire some new skills and capabilities to add into your toolbox of how you're leading your respective organizations. Maybe you're here because you are interested in figuring out how to manage growth and scale in a more strategic and focused fashion. Ask yourself the question, how would I act if I allowed myself to dream big and be bold in a more significant fashion?
The surest sign inside your organization that you know the freight train of change is coming, it's a certain sound. And that sound is laughter. Over 100 years ago, the railroads were laughing at these guys called the Wright brothers. Over 100 years ago, Western Union Telegraph, they were laughing too at people like Alexander Graham Bell, who invented the phone, and Marconi, who invented radio. The telephone and the radio were seen by Western Union as nothing more than toys. More recently, in more recent years, we've seen this happen. The music industry and the artists laughed at things like Napster. The Yellow Pages laughed at search engines. Blockbuster laughed at Netflix. The taxi industry laughed at Uber. Why is this relevant to everyone here with Contact Atlantic? And what can we do inside our organizations to better equip ourselves with this freight train of change that we fully acknowledge like never before, that is sweeping through our organizations and causing so much havoc? And how many of you are familiar with that quote from Wayne Gretzky? I go to where the puck is going to go, not to where it's been. What we're really talking about is the ability, capacity, and willingness to stay relevant in rapidly changing times.
We then looked at that from a call center perspective and said, we want to do more. We want to integrate that professional coaching into who we are and what we do every day. And we like to say we are in the and business. We deliver customer satisfaction and revenue and operating costs and employee engagement. And there's times when it feels like, and you know this because you do it too, it feels like these are at odds with each other, right? How can you deliver one without having a negative impact on the other? And what we found along the way is when we switch our mindset and focus on and, we've been able to accomplish great things.
And so for me, a number of years ago when Sylvia came to us and shared about this journey she was about to start on how we're going to intentionally strengthen our culture through coaching, I was all in. What it allowed us to do is to stop living by compliance metrics and to turn and invest in our people and invest in finding a way to allow our frontline agents to be empowered to deliver what's right for the customer, and that's the journey that we really started. From there, we had to have agreement at all levels at Rogers. If you believe that behaviors are the way home, right? You believe in that framework, and you believe that the way you're going to get that framework is through coaching and developing your people, then you have to recognize that coaching time isn't a lever that you pull to hit service levels. You don't cancel coaching just to make service levels happen. Coaching is an investment that you have to protect at all costs.
After we started coaching, we saw a very significant increase in the surveys that our customers fill out afterwards.
You know, your brand should engage your employees so you get the best employees. But then when we engage, whether that be a customer who purchased or an employee who comes into the organization, they enter the live environment, which I call living brands. And when you match the living brands with the virtual brand, that's where you get customer service excellence. But when our customers engage, and again, I always say we're all customers, whether it be internal or external, with that live population, it's how does that live population represent the brand? Transformation, to me, when I talk about it with clients, it's about going to the core and what's best that I'm going to keep and then begin to layer on. And that is the way we need to get employee engagement, is that we're all participants at whatever level. Your company has a story, you have a story. You know, it's about getting back down to that core of what makes us great as a business or as a team or as a person. And in that core, transformation begins. So thank you very much for your time.